Yes, people. How's everyone? Hope everyone's had a good international break, spending some good time with the family, away from football and all that. Yeah, it's good fun, but honestly, without football, there's like a part of my brain thought process that isn't there, and I just sit there all day just thinking, what do I do? Do you know, I love doing other things, but even when I'm doing other things, I'm always thinking about something to do with football, whether that's I don't know, anything. But anyway, it's back. I hope everyone has had a good time off and yeah, I've been busy with work, so that's kept me occupied. I've been away from the internet for a little bit. I've not really been on it that much at all in the last 2 weeks. I'll be honest, and it's been good. Been busy with work, so I will be doing your comments. Don't you worry; they'll be done today and tomorrow. So thank you everyone for support. But anyway, the team sheet. We get to do a team sheet. Yes, not much is going to change, is it really? But there is some interesting discussion points that I want to talk about. Obviously, I've left the striker position out for obvious reasons, because there's still always, as there has been all season, that conundrum between the two positions there. As a whole, what is looking good? We look at the missing list down here. You know, Gruev is still out, obviously, Ampadu's still out, but we got our boy Ramazani back, which is good. Schmidt is out for about a week or so, I believe he said. I think he had a hernia up, was it? I didn't really hear. I think it was a hernia up. Maybe he's playing with a hernia as well. There's that, conundrum there. Firpo, obviously, in his second game of his ban now, I believe. Is it second or third? Can't remember. I think it's second, isn't it? But the point being, most of the squad is back. Are the midfield depth? We're looking good. We've got some young players coming through that Parker mentioned in his press conference that are looking interesting. Chambers is a player to watch. I watched a bit of the game that he played for Scotland. I managed to find some footage. He's a player, people. From Chambers, watch. I can't remember which game it was in the FA Cup last year. I went to watch the FA Youth Cup final against Man City. I can't remember if it was that one or the game before it that he played. In one of them, anyway. It might have been one before, whatever. But he played and he was unbelievable. Really good. His power to drive forward and just do it with ease and glide is really exceptional. So, player to watch, Sam Chambers. But anyway, the striker is a problem. A good problem, yeah, but it's still a problem. Who's going to play? Why would they play? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this one? Let me know. Again, I think it's a matter of, as we go on each week, it's a matter of who's doing the most each week, right? We know what Matteo Joseph is going to bring to the party. We know what Joe Pro is going to bring to the party, and this is the key part, and this is the frustration. And Daniel Farker mentioned it in his press conference about how Joseph scored again for Spain on international duty. It was a great goal. Took it really well. Excellent first touch and turn. And again, this is where they asked him, how much do you take our players playing international duty into account? He's like, well, a little bit, but it doesn't really overshadow what they do at training and how they play when they're back. For us in training sessions, that's the main part. You play in different systems, different teams. There's a lot of differences there. Now, the key bit is for Spain, Matteo Joseph is predominantly scoring goals. But he was also quick to mention, the game against England, he was criticised for missing chances, and I watched that game, and he played well. He did play really well, but he did miss some. I think it was about 2 big chances in that game. One, I think it was an air shot. But the point being, I think it's 6 in 7 now, or 7 in 6 for the national team. There's clearly something in there, and obviously playing in under 21s level, whether it's for your country or not, there's not much on it in terms of pressure and intensity in each moment in the game. Whereas playing for Leeds United in front of a 35,000 crowd who are wanting to get promoted to the Premier League more than anything, every chance is huge. And that's in your psyche that you're playing with more pressure. It's difficult. I always say, watch footballers at training. Honestly, trust me, watch footballers at training. Not even pro, just semi-pro, whatever. Watch them. They are a joke. Footballers at training are an absolute joke because they're playing the way they can without any pressure, without thought, really. They're just doing it. There's no pressure. There's no bad thing that can come out of trying something from training, shooting from 40 yards, taking 3 people on, apart from getting shouted by the coach a little bit, maybe. compared to a game where they lose the ball and they do silly things. They don't do that in training for the most part. Footballs are an absolute joke in training. Like, they're just unbelievable. But it's about transferring as efficiently as possible how good you are at training, bringing that into games. Now, of course, there's other players who are better in games because it's like competitiveness. They love that, you know? And that's the consistency we're trying to find with Mateo Joseph in front of goal. All these stuff he's doing for Spain, the stuff he's probably doing at training, just I bet he scores for fun in training. Do you know what I mean? They do the challenges against the goalkeeper, the training against the goalkeeper, the shooting, finishing, and whatever. And I bet he bangs them in endlessly. But that's the problem, right? And you get 1-2 chances in a game, and the players don't look like they know how to kick a ball at times. This is all players. This is just a thing. It's the pressure in the moment. It's like the penalty shootout. You can't replicate it. You can't really replicate, you know, at any moment in a match, to be honest with you. That's the difficult part of it. Because you're doing it without pressure. It's hard to create pressure that akin to one playing against a full crowd that expects. It's hard. It's hard to replicate. About mindset. And that's about getting yourself in the same mindset at training than in games. Those are probably the best players. Or there's just players who play with zero pressure and don't feel it. Those are the best. Like Tanaka, for example. He don't care. He don't care. Probably Strauch as well. They don't care what situation they're in. They're just playing. But yeah. It's an interesting topic. It's an interesting thing to discuss. For this game, you're looking at Swansea. A heavy possession-based side. Now, in the past, I say last year, you probably might have seen Leeds be the team who would give up some of their possession and play a little deeper, knowing that Swansea are a team who don't create a lot of chances, and we're a team who we trust are really good at sitting deep and soaking up pressure, then countering with our quick players and our direct play. There's an argument to say, realistically, we could do that this time. Swansea don't create loads of chances. They like possession. We're good deep. We don't really lose anything but possession when we're deep. I still think we're dangerous when we counter. So is there a way in which you can do that? There is, but I don't think we will. And Farke said in his presser, he wants to dominate possession. He wants to dominate the ball. Is he tricking? Maybe. Maybe there's a little bit of thing going on there. I think we could see potentially drop deep. We do it. We've done it before and it works. So that's one way we could play also. But on the other hand, then you've got the dominant possession, and that's our real identity, right? That's the important thing. We are a team who can sit deep because of how good we are off the ball and how good our shape is. But we're a team who wants to dominate. We're a team who wants to win games, right? We are a possession-based side. We have the most possession in the league on average. We want to create the most chances in the game. We want to dominate. So there's an angle where that could be the case, and I think that will be the case. And that's what Farke said, whether he's playing tricks. We are better for me. I enjoy it more when we are dominant in possession. I don't mind sitting deep at all and being counter because there's moments of excitement and it gets you going as a fan. But dominating the ball is our identity. That is what we try and do. It's about making that big chances, and that's the thing. So for that reason, who is best suited for that situation? And you've also got to consider Joe Perreault used to play for Swansea, and he scored against him last year. And again, looking at what Swansea do, Swansea are a team, and this is a key part for me, that don't really concede a lot of goals. They win games tight, they lose games tight, they draw games. They're not a team that's conceded a lot of goals. So that goes back to the same thing as I said before, which is if we do have minimal chances in this game, who would you rather have taking them chances? Who in our team is clinical in games where there's little chances? Who is in our team that is going to take them? Statistics, the eye, anything you want, says and shows that is Joe Perreault. Right? That's what it shows. But then you look at a situation where you say, right, but Joe Perreault can come on a game for 25 minutes left, 20 minutes left, and score a goal, get one chance and score. I've seen him do that. But then you're rewarding a player for doing well scoring because he's good at scoring, saying, well, he can do it in 20 minutes, And that's not really fair. But then Mateo Joseph can give you a lot of things Joe Pro can't give you. Plays with real intensity. Presses. Joe Pro presses, but not as effective as Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph is really good at it in aggressive pressing, running at the defender, shutting off the lines, playing with intensity, occupying the centre backs. He does really well. Holds the ball up decent. He can improve a little bit on that, but does it well for the most part. There's some decision-making problems there. But he makes the runs well, comes to feet, drops, gets in dangerous areas, can score. Not as clinical as Joe Perot, but he can, obviously. So what do you do? And this is the discussion I want to have with you guys, and let me know what you guys would do in the comments about that situation. And it is interesting. It is interesting. It's always a discussion that interests me a lot. But yeah, what would you guys do? But anyway, now on to the rest. Now, what is interesting, and this is the most thing I've never agreed so much. I've never laughed so much in a press conference from a footballing perspective when Daniel Farke mentioned about training and going back on international break, and he said, well, against Sheffield United, probably the other best team in the league with us and Sunderland, we didn't have a single training session. And we won the game and was probably our best performance. And then he said, well, what's the point in me? That is so relatable. Been in situations, either as an analyst or a coach, where, mainly an analyst, you put so much work into 1 week. So much work. Like, I'll sit there I'll do 2 evenings a week, 2 or 3 evenings a week after training where I'm making analysis, I'm getting clips, I'm getting footage, I'm getting information of the opposition. And I've got like this 25-minute presentation to the players about real good details of what we need to bring into the game. We go out on the training pitch. We have a full 2 hours working on the opposition on the Monday night, the Tuesday morning. We get to the game and we're absolutely terrible and we lose against a bad team. Honestly. And then the opposite, we'll have weeks where I've not been able to do any analysis because, I've got university work. And then the coaches have been busy with their work. So the training sessions have been a bit rubbish. We're getting a weird vibe. We don't really like the vibe of the week. We're playing against a really good team. We go into the game and we absolutely batter them. Football is so weird. There's no gimmies. There's no straightforward answer in anything about football, and that's why I love it. You can be so prepared. It's always good to be prepared, but most of the time, to be clear, that helps and will work. But football's got anomalies in there, and there's times where you think you're absolutely prepared and you get battered. And there's times where you're not prepared and you win. There's most times when you're not prepared, you do get battered as well. That is a thing. But that's what it can do. Sometimes it's too much information for the players. It's about getting that balance of information right and making it more effective. Sometimes they just don't turn up on the day. Some of the players just are not good enough on the day. That's a fact. You've done your job at training. Training was great. The vibes are great. The messages you're putting across are coming out. You can see it on the pitch. Everyone's playing really well. Get to game day, even in the changing room, everyone's feeling good. You go out on the pitch and the opposition are just 10 times better than you. That's football. That's why we all love it and hate it. That's why it feels like an endless wheel of disappointment. But then 1 or 2 moments where you get success, nothing better. Nothing better. Honestly, I'd say this. There's nothing better than a winning football environment. To be fair, there's nothing better than a football environment where the people in it are brilliant. There's nothing better. It's an unbelievable environment. But yeah. There's never gimmies in this sport. It will throw something up that just doesn't make sense. And that's football. That's the way it is. And that's why we love it. But be prepared. Always be prepared. And if you lose, say, well, we did all our best and we just didn't turn up. If you're not prepared and you lose, you can look at yourself. But yeah. Anyway, that's it. Who is it going to be up front? What do you guys think? Mateo or Perot? I don't know. I can see an argument for both in this game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I will be going through the comments, as I said, right now or today. Thank you for the patience this international break. You're all legends. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.